September 29, 1982, a 12-year-old girl named Mary Kellerman woke up with a sore throat. Her parents gave her something from the medicine cabinet, something they had given her before, something millions of American families kept in their homes. Extra-strength Tylenol. Within hours, Mary was dead. That same morning, and less than 10 miles away, a 27-year-old postal worker named Adam Janus took 2 Tylenol capsules for a chest pain. He collapsed in his home and died. His brother and sister-in-law came to comfort the family. They found the same bottle of Tylenol on the counter. They each took one. Both were dead within hours. 3 members of the same family, from the same bottle, on the same day. By the end of that week, 7 people were dead, and nobody knew why or who, and as of today, they still don't. The connection between the deaths wasn't immediately obvious. They were spread across different suburbs, different ages, different lives. No apparent link between them at all. Until a local nurse named Helen Jensen visited the Janus household to investigate. She noticed a Tylenol bottle on the counter. 6 capsules were missing. She picked it up and handed it to investigators. When the lab results came back, the remaining capsules contained potassium cyanide. Not just a trace amount, approximately 65 milligrams per capsule, more than 10,000 times the amount needed to kill a single person. Someone had carefully opened each capsule, replaced the Tylenol powder with cyanide, reassembled them perfectly, and put them back in the bottle, then put the bottle back on a store shelf, where an unsuspecting family picked it up and trusted it completely. Because why wouldn't they? Police cars drove slowly through Chicago's suburbs, their loudspeakers blaring one message on repeat: do not take Tylenol until further notice. America had never heard anything like it. What followed was one of the largest consumer safety investigations in American history. Johnson & Johnson recalled 31 million bottles of Tylenol. It was the first mass recall in American history. The company lost $100 million overnight. Investigators faced an almost impossible task. Because so many people had already been told to throw away their Tylenol, enormous amounts of potential evidence had been destroyed in the first week alone. 3 suspects emerged over the course of the investigation. Roger Arnold, a dock worker who frequented bars near where one victim bought her bottle, who worked at a grocery chain where 2 tainted bottles had been purchased, who owned books about poisons and explosives, and who admitted to once possessing cyanide in his home. He was never charged with the Tylenol murders. But 7 months later, he shot and killed a man he believed had reported him to police. The man was entirely unconnected to the case. Arnold had killed the wrong person. Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, was also investigated. His family had a home in suburban Chicago in 1982. The FBI requested his DNA in 2011. He denied ever possessing potassium cyanide. He was never charged. And then, James Lewis. 8 days after the first deaths, a letter arrived at Johnson & Johnson headquarters. It demanded $1 million, or the poisonings would continue. The fingerprints on the letter belonged to James Lewis, a tax accountant from Chicago with a deeply disturbing history. He had previously been accused of murdering and dismembering an elderly client. That case was dismissed on a technicality. Lewis was arrested in New York City in December 1982. He was convicted not of murder, but of extortion, sentenced to 10 years. But here is what Lewis did in prison that investigators never forgot. He described in precise detail exactly how someone could open Tylenol capsules, add cyanide, and reassemble them without poisoning themselves, even providing detailed drawings to prosecutors. When asked if he could get investigators close to the real killer, Lewis said he could, but he wanted immunity, which they couldn't give him. So the meetings ended. Lewis's last interview before his death in 2023 was for a Netflix documentary on the case. He maintained his innocence until the very end. The prime suspect for 40 years died without ever being charged and took whatever he knew with him. Here is what the Tylenol murders changed forever. Before September 1982, there were no safety seals on medicine bottles, no tamper-evident packaging on anything. You could walk into any store in America and open any product on the shelf. One unknown person in 1 week changed every single one of those things, permanently. Every foil seal you peel back before taking medicine, every tamper-evident ring you twist off a bottle, every safety mechanism on every product you've bought at a pharmacy in your entire life exists because of what happened in Chicago in 1982. The killer was never found, but their fingerprints are on every medicine cabinet in the world. 7 people went to their medicine cabinets and never came back. Subscribe to Echoes and Angle. We cover the cases that change the world you live in. New case drops Friday, and I promise you, it's already in your house.